welcome you all for PC troubleshooting and hardware meeting. It's time to welcome the chairperson and CEO of the Guardian Discussion, Sai Prakash Yoga sir, and warm welcome the principal and coordinator of K. Pandit sir. It's time to welcome our beloved HOD, State Department of Community Engagement, and our organizers, Mr. G. Rajalakshmi and Mr. J. Chennavakar sir. I welcome you all. Now it's time to welcome the eminent speaker, Dr. G. Merlin Jellana, who has done her BE in CSE Shakti Marivaran College of Engineering. Done her ME in Western College of Engineering. She completed her PhD in Anna University. Currently, she is working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in SRM ISC, Vadapalani campus. She also worked as an assistant professor in the Department of IT at in Tagore Engineering College from August 2010 to June 2017. I welcome you, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for the introduction.
Thank you.
I hope my voice is audible. Is it, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Audible.
Yes, okay. Thank you, ma'am. So, we are seeing in the past couple of weeks, we have started with the PC troubleshooting and hardware maintenance, right? I hope you are listening with the past speakers who are explaining about the learn basic information on the major parts of PC like cables, connectors, all the information. We have started with the basic things about the computers, right? So what we are going to see today's session is we'll be seeing about with basic computer concept. Then I'll introduce with some basic concepts of computer. Then I'll explain with some tool how that virtually how hardware software can be seen in how we can visualize the hardware components, software components in the tool. I'll show you some tool which um, we can assemble the hardware. We can able to disassemble the hardware. Like it's one of the virtualization software app which is available in internet. I'll show you the demo. We'll see that. Before that, before moving on to the virtualization part, you have to know what is what is PC, cables, connectors, what is CPU, RAM. I hope in the couple of weeks you have learned so much about the basic things like motherboards, what are the components present in the motherboard, and what is CPU, how RAM will be functioned, and what is hardware. So you might have learned everything about the functional components of the computer system and its hardware component, software component, maybe very deeply. And like what are the network issues, like what are the troubleshooting issues will be faced when you are using some hardware component, or when you are installing some software, or when you are working with some internet devices. What are the troubleshooting options will be faced? You might have seen all these things in the previous sessions, right? So let me share my slide. So we'll be seeing about the basic computer troubleshooting. So I'll be handling 5 to 6 sessions. So I'll start with the basic computer troubleshooting, some components related with computer system. Then I'll show you the virtualization tool, which we will assemble the learn the computer components in the virtualization. Then we'll see that how we will be disassembling the components from the virtualization part, right? So I hope you will be thorough with the computer troubleshooting options, because you are learning these from the past 3 weeks, right? So you all know that what is computer, what is computer basics, right? So the computer is an electronic device. I don't want to tell what is computer. Just the starting of the slide. Just I want to tell, because you are going to learn about the computer and its troubleshooting. You should know what are the computer, what is the computer options available, like what is the fundamental systems present in the computer, and what is major systems major types available in the hardware software system. Those are the things you want to know. So can anyone can tell me what is the difference between hardware and software? Like how we'll be differentiating hardware and software, right? So you have learned what is hardware. You might have learned what is software. So you can say that hardware is a part of your computer, that is a physical structure, right? That we can call it as a hardware, like keyboard or mouse. It also include all computer internal parts which we can see in the which we are daily we are coming across. Like software is nothing but as any set of instruction that tells the hardware what to do. Like it will tells the if you are providing some application, or if you are providing some program, the software will tell the instruct the hardware what to do, what to do not to do, right? So that is the main difference between hardware and software. So what are the types of computer system available? So everyone knows that what are the types of computer system available, like personal computer, desktops or laptops. So familiarly people will use laptop more than comparing with the desktop, because if we can use personal, we can carry everywhere comfortably. There are a lot of personal computers available, like tabs. We can use even a mobile format of kind of laptop computers are available. So like tablet computers are handheld computer that is even more portable than your laptops. So we can use, instead of keyboard or mouse, tablet will be using touch screen, right? Will be touch and you'll be using. So why I am speaking about the types of computer, hardware versus software? You'll be getting bored, ma'am, why you are saying hardware, software? It's about the troubleshooting, right? So if you want to know anything about the troubleshooting, you have to know the working functionals of the hardware, software, computer, types of computer. So if you know clearly about where computers are, where hardwares are, where softwares are available, and what are the core components of hardware, softwares available, then only you can able to understand where the troubleshooting is happening. So if I am telling about the troubleshooting directly, you will not know where the troubleshooting is happening. So that's why I'm explaining some basic things which you have learned already. Just I'm giving a recap of all those things. Then we'll move on with the virtualization part, how we'll be assembling a computer hardware, right? I'll show you what is that app, where we'll do that. It's quite new for you. I don't know, you have learned already, but I'll show you that application, where we are going to do that. I'll post you the link also, right? So the types of computer system, we are seeing laptop, desktop, so on, so right? Smartphones, wearable, these are some of the other types of computer. Not only desktop, laptop, tablets are available. When I compare some other types of when I take some other types of computer, like I can have smartphones, wearables, game console, like TVs. These are one of the formats of types of computer, like it look like a computer. Coming to the hardware fundamental, so we have a lot of hardware fundamental options are available. Like we have some core fundamental hardware components like RAM, ROM, so on. So software fundamental, we'll be using some MS Word to install, like gaming applications. So all these are some software applications we'll be using in a day-to-day life. Like, so coming to safety and maintenance, when I am using some computer, we are having a core fundamental components are hardware and software, right? So what comes the safety and maintenance? So when I am installing some software application, you might face that the software is not installed. Check your version. So check your what type of version we are using, where that particular version is supported by for your computer. So all these things will be a troubleshooting. You have to know what type of version you are using. Either you are using Windows 8, or you are using Windows 10 upgraded version you are using, or the software which you are going to install in your system is compatible with the version. So all these things will come in the safety and maintenance, right? So this is some of the computer basics, right? Now your course is about a troubleshooting. So now what is troubleshooting? Why we need a troubleshooting? What is the purpose of troubleshooting? So that what is troubleshooting? Troubleshooting is solving a problem or determining a problem to an issue. So if you have some problem, or if you have some related issue, if you are coming across, you are going to solve that with the help of some steps, right? So what are the steps you are going to follow? So how we are going to solve the troubleshooting, right? Some error, it's nothing but troubleshooting is nothing but it's some error. Either the error can be in the any one of your functional part of the computer system, either it can be from hardware type of error, or it can relate to the software type of error, or it can relate to the internet type of error, right? So the internet can lead to error, right? Some fatal error, or some different type of internet related issue, some memory related issue, or data related type of issue, any error which can cause error, which can cause the program not to work. So which means that you cannot able to further continue with that particular process, right? So the steps in troubleshooting, there are the steps. Operating system can cause a malfunction, or software can lead to a malfunction, or hardware can lead to a malfunction. So I'll be explaining the further concept about the troubleshooting in further sessions, right? I'll be handling some 2 to 3 4 sessions. I'll be explaining the causes of the troubleshooting in detail, about what are the errors in the operating system, what are the errors in the software system, or what are the errors in the I'll be speaking about the, I told you, right, some simulator, like virtual simulator, which we will be seeing about the basic fundamental concept of the computer. I'll show you that how this virtual simulator will work. You can able to see all the fundamental components of the computer, like, so you can see. I'll post the link in the chat. You can use this link to open this. Just a minute. So you can, when you are going to use this by yourself, you can use this link to access the system. So let me copy and paste this link in the browser. So just paste in the browser. I hope my screen is visible. Okay. So if you want to access this virtual activity desktop simulator, this is a kind of simulator like application. We can assemble the computer, we can assemble a system, right? We'll see that how you need Adobe Flash Player. So the problem with Adobe Flash Player player is actually the original Adobe Flash Player for Windows is not available for December 20. After December 2020, the Adobe Flash Player will not available. I'll be giving some couple of links where to download the Adobe Flash Player. You can look out the links. You can install the Adobe Flash Player. Actually, the Adobe Flash Player is not free. You should you should use some pirated versions to install this Adobe Flash Player. Otherwise, you have to pay some amount with the Adobe Flash Player account. You have to install it. So you can check this whether Adobe Flash Player is available in your system by test Flash Player. So we can click test Flash Player. So there is a option, first option, Flash Player test. You'll be getting it. So if you are clicking that, you'll be getting one enter the site to test. So if you are clicking this, you'll be getting one page. So currently it says for me that click enable Adobe Flash Player. It's not enabled. I'm clicking. So I have already enabled the Adobe Flash Player at the background, but every time when I'm going to access the Adobe Flash Player, so I have to enable that option. See, this is also one kind of troubleshooting. See, it is telling us that whether the Chrome is preventing to access the Adobe Flash Player. So it is asking us whether do we want to allow this application to run run what you are requesting. So I want to know that whether this kind of application is safe or not. Sometimes if you are some internet, when you are browsing in the internet, you will be getting an option like allow or block. Some site they will be asking this kind of information. If you are allowing that information, that site can able to access your system information. So you should be very careful. You should not provide the access to the to these following messages, because some information will be not genuine. So they can able to steal your information which is present in your system. So it is not secure to provide allow to all the informations when you are browsing in the internet. So these all are one kind of troubleshooting, internet troubleshooting errors, right? So what I am going to do here, I am giving allow. I hope this is trusted because I already installed it. Now the browser, the Chrome browser is asking me that, do you want me to allow this information to access? So I am providing this allow here. So I am clicking this only one time I want to access this. So run this time. So you can see that now I am getting some Flash player, right? So this is a Flash player. So I'm closing this, it's working. So let me go to the original site which I want to access the Flash player. So I'm clicking here. So it says asking that, do you want me to allow this? I am clicking the allow, give the permission. So now we'll wait. So it will come. So click that run this time. So you can see that so that's now I got the virtual desktop, right? So this virtual desktop we can able to see here, right? Let me maximize it. So I'm closing the skips little bit ad. So you can see here. So this is the Cisco. Actually, Cisco is one of the applications. I'll talk about the Cisco and troubleshooting in one of my upcoming sessions later. What is the Cisco? How the Cisco? What is the purpose of Cisco? How will be? How the network switches packets? How we can able to connect network switches packets? What is the interconnection among them? What are the services provided by the Cisco, and how we will be able to do troubleshooting in the Cisco. I'll talk about this in next session. So in this session, I'll tell you that because you might have studied in the previous sessions about basic fundamental structures about the computers, right? You might have studied because what are the fundamental parts of the computer, what is software types, what is hardware types. You might have come across already, right? So I'll be showing the tool where we can able to apply those fundamental components of computer. You can able to see that working parts virtually, right? So like it is happening real to you, like it's like that, right? So you can see that this is the CPU. What I am going to show you here is how you can able to assemble the CPU, right? See here. I hope my screen is I have shared my screen, it's visible to you. And here we can see that in the left side one learn is there, right? In this we'll be getting some notes about the information about what the functional parts present in the CPU, like what is power supply. You can able to get the description about the type, what is power supply. See here, a power supply provides the needed voltage. It provide the power control to the circuit. Without that, without power supply, we cannot able to switch on the CPU, right? So that description about the particular component is present in the learn. So you can able to click that. You can see the description about the component. You can able to learn what is the function of the power supply. So let me click about what are the other things present here. See, motherboard. So we are getting the details about the motherboard. That let me zoom my screen just a minute so that it will be clearly visible. Right. So you can see here. One second. Right. So see what is motherboard. So motherboard is the main printed circuit board. It consists of the following component: CPU, thermal component, CPU, heat sink, fan, RAM, module, motherboard. So this description about the motherboard is present here, right? So the motherboard, see, you can see the picture in the right. So in right side, the picture is displaying, and the left side description about the picture is displaying. So the component which we are seeing now is a motherboard. Description of the motherboard is coming here, and the how the motherboard would look like. What are the things present inside the motherboard? You can able to see here. So this is the virtually this is the virtually, because actually. If you have a CPU in home, you can able to open and you can see it directly. People who are not having CPU in home, because we are using laptop nowadays, it's very rare we are using systems, right? PCs very rarely we are using. because it occupies a lot of space in home. One main consideration is why we are not using PCs is it's not quite handy. We need some specific space to keep that. Then we have to buy CPU separately, PC separate, monitor separately. We have to connect using different cables, so on. So that is little bit hectic. So if you are taking a laptop, we can able to carry everywhere. Multiple persons they can able to use it. So if your friend want a computer, suppose they want to access it, you can borrow from your friend, and also you can give you to your friend to access the computer. But if you are having a desktop, it's not like that, right? So those are the main few disadvantage when you are going with the CPU terms, CPU like terms. So this is about a motherboard. Okay, we are seeing all these things here, right? Motherboard. I will see that how we are going to assemble these things just a few minutes. Then adapter cards. So you can see that what is adapter card, where the adapter card is present. So these are the adapter cards. Adapter cards present here. And when I'm clicking the power supply, you can see here. See. The power supply screw, we are getting the power supply here, right? So this is the power, we are getting the power supply. See here, this is the power supply. So if I'm clicking here, so you can see here, right? So this is the power supply I'm getting. So see here, I can able to but I can able to visualize the power supply component. I can able to rotate. See, I can able to rotate, I can able to turn, left rotate, right rotate. So I can able to place that in the particular see if I want to adjust that power supply so that it can able to fit here. So it's not fit. So I am turning tilting little bit. I'm checking that whether it can able to move a little bit. I'm going to adjust it. It's not suiting. So I'm adjusting this. It's not okay. See here. So the power supply has been fed here. So like that you can able to do everything. So let me check with the power supply screws. So I can see the screws. When I click the power supply screws, which means that if I am giving the power supply component into the CPU, I want to fix it with the screws, right? So I'm clicking the power supply screws. So the power supply screws are fixed in the CPU, which means that the power supply component is attached in the CPU. We assembled the power supply, right? Similarly, we can click the RAM. See here. So this is the type of RAM available. So this is the RAM. I can able to rotate. I can able to check. I can able to move here and there. So all these things I can do. So this is a 3D cube format. You can able to check that uh, options in any manner with the help of the options available. So I can use the slide. I can little bit move. I can tilt. I can able to visualize the type of RAM, how the RAM look like, what are the things will present in the RAM. So on, so I can able to find out. So if I click here, so we are not going to do anything, just leave it. So coming to RAM 2, so this is also one of the component, right? So similarly, I can able to click the motherboard. So if I click the motherboard, I can able to get the components which I want to insert into the motherboard, that I will be displayed here. So if I am clicking the adapter cable, I'll be getting the details about the adapter cable. What are the adapter cables available? NIC screw. Like NIC is nothing but network interface card. So this is your NIC cable. So you see here, I am visualizing how the NIC cable look like. See, you can able to see, right? This is the NIC cable, right? So this is adapter cord used to connect your computer to a network. So if you want to connect your computer to the network, we need this NIC cable. Without that, we cannot able to connect your computer to a network. So we need definitely our CPU must have this network interface card. So now come to that next other components, internal drives. So these are the internal drives present here. So like we can see the floppy hard disk drive, HDD screws, optical drives, optical drive screws, floppy drives, so on. So we are present here. So what we'll see that what are the drives in external base, like optical drive, optical. So these are the like floppy disk drive screws, like PATA cable, floppy cable. So floppy disk drive is a magnetic drive, and it writes. We see all the information. We can able to get that information about the external base and its related components will be present in that inside that description will be available, and you can learn it. So if people who don't know anything about external base, internal drive, what is present in the internal drive, what type of component will present in the internal drive, and what type of adapter cards will present in the internal adapter cards. So if you want to learn it, we can able to click the particular links, and you can able to see the description present here. We can self learn from these materials, right? So these are some of the internal cables like PATA cable, floppy cable, SATA cable, like case panels, panel screws, so and so. I'll assemble one time for you. So these are some of the internal cables. So these are some of the external cables. So this is about the learning information present in the virtual desktop. So if you want to learn anything about the CPU functionalities, you can click the material. We can click the link, and the detailed description about that power supply, motherboard, adapter card, internal drives in external base, internal cables, external cables are present with an explanation. You can learn it, right? So now we'll see that how we are so suppose if I am present with the plain CPU case, I want to insert the components into the CPU. I want to assemble a CPU. How I am supposed to do that, right? So if I want to assemble a CPU with the new components, I want to know the name of the component. Then only I can able to adjust the component and able to assemble it, right? So we'll see that how we are going to do that. Let me click the test here. We'll see that how we are going to do that. So let me click that. Right. So these are the available. If I want to, this is one more. What is present in the Explorers? Like I can able to explore. See here, this part I can able to explore the component which is present there. I can able to see where the component is present here. See, here this component is nothing but connect the computer to a wireless network. If you want to know more details about it, there the information click. If I am clicking this, I can able to get the more information. See here, it is nothing but a NIC. Here what we are having, video adapter card. Here we are getting heat sink fan, which means everyone know that, right? The fan will be there in order to reduce the heat overflow from different parts of the component. The fan will be there, so it will reduce the amount of heat and it will keep the system cool, preventing from unexpected failure. So power supply. So here we have seen, right, power supply, and what is present here, hard disk drive. So hard disk drive. So here floppy drive is present. Here what is having, optical drive is present. So I can able to see the views. I can able to see the I can able to tilt my system virtually. I can able to see the in-depth component, how it is present there very clearly. So that is the explore part. So learn means you are going to able to learn the information present in the CPU's component, and explore means you are going to explore the components where it is available. So by keeping that cursor, you can able to get the name of the system's details in depth, right? And let me go with the test, right? So now we'll see that how we are going to do these test. So we are going to see that how we are going to assemble the component. So first I am going to use the case panels. So right, what I am doing is just I dragged and dropped placed here. So if I don't want it, I'll disassemble. I'll tell you that. First, what I am doing here is I am going to assemble one of the CPU. I want to know that whether I can able to do that. So first, what should I do? I have to pasting. I'm dragging the case panels. So I'm closing the CPU case. So right, see, if I click that, it will disassemble. So if I drag and paste here, so both the left and right side, the case will be closed. The CPU case cover will close the CPU. Now I want to close because just I placed the case covers. I have not used screws to close, tighten that case panel. So how should I do that? Just drag and paste the screws or double click it. Yes, the screws. I think the screws has been it has been fixed, right? I will see the monitor. So this is the monitor cable. So you can see that monitor cable. So I click it. One second. I think I have not. Just a minute. I'm doing with the a case panel. I have closed. Okay. Let me. Okay. I'll go with the first, so it will be easy for you. Okay. Okay. So we have to start with the power panel, which means power supply. So I told you, right? I'm done with just you have to rotate it. When it comes perfectly, you have to insert it. So you have to adjust and you have to bring to the correct position. It's not proper. It has been fixed. Now I am giving the power screws. So power screws are fixed. Okay. Power supplies are okay. Now RAM. So I have to fix this motherboard. See here, I'm getting this. So this is nothing but a virtually, because we cannot able to buy and we can see. I cannot able to buy the CPU. I cannot able to assemble the components the CPU. So this is one of the online application available in the internet. You can able to open this and you can able to visually. You can it's like you are designing your own CPU. Like if you know that RAM CPU where to place, it will show you the direction where to keep that. If you are if you have any problem with the CPU, if you have your own CPU, you can able to find out what is RAM and you can able to correct it. Any problem is there, or if you want to add additional RAMs in your CPU, that will increase the speed of your working system. So you can able to know the slot where to insert the RAM and you can place your RAMs. So just I have rotated. Let me check whether I am able to fix it. It is not doing. So just I'm rotating. Okay. So yeah, it fixed it. Now one more. That's it. So I have to close the switch. See, it is telling that us to close the switch. Which means I have to do one more. So just we have to click one more highlighted latch is there. Just a minute. I have to move that my screen. See, yeah. If you click that, that it will close that top and bottom's RAM, and it will be positioned in the specific place. Now I have given RAM. We'll fix the RAM 2 also. 2 slots of RAM. Okay, I'm fixing it. Similarly, we are going to close the switch. Okay, I've closed. So that part is over. We completed. Now we'll click the CPU. We have to paste that CPU. Just we have to adjust the position. Just rotate it. Okay. Just rotate it properly so that it will fix in the proper position. Should be. See, just we have to adjust it based on the system capability, so that it will perfectly fit in that respected position. So now it is telling to close that CPU with particular, right? So whatever I'm doing here, similarly when you are doing, if you want to do real time, if you want to get all the CPU component, if you want to assemble the new CPU, it will be like this only. So the same mechanism you have to do in real time. So this is a virtually we are doing, right? Thermal component. So where we have to see here, it is just pasting some glue, a thermal component. Now heat sink, we have to fix that heat there, then closing all the screws. See, it is fixing how. Then we have to insert this, we have to so we have to insert the screw. See how it is going. So that part is over. Motherboard screws part over, and just a minute. So I think any accessing device we are not getting anything. I hope that is correct. So actually we have to go in order only. I cannot able to do the wireless NIC screws, then I can come to the motherboard. We have to do that components in order, then only you can go to the next component, right? So it is saying that install motherboard, right? So it is doing automatically. Just adjust it. Yeah, you have to select the position so that it will be fixed in that particular area. Now we have to close using screws, right? Okay, motherboard screws. See, all the screws has been fixed and motherboard part has been completed. Now once you are completing each and every module, you can see the power supply is one module we completed, and when it comes here motherboard is the second module, right? You can able to do one by one, right? See here, just before only power supply we completed. So once I click the first one, it will come from the beginning. I have to do each and every time I have to do from the beginning, so I cannot able to stop in between. I can able to go back. So if I going to the motherboard 1 second, so the previously whatever the components which are assembled in the CPU all will be vanishes. So you have to start from the beginning. So see here. So once your power supply component all has been done, you will get a OK button. If you are clicking, it will go to the next component module. Once the motherboard is completed, all the components present in the motherboard has been assembled, it will get a OK button, which makes sure that all the necessary parts has been fixed in the motherboard. So like that you have to do. So similarly you have to do with all other parts, right? So I'm leaving it up to you. You can design it similarly, because I've designed some power supply motherboards adapters, right? It will take some quite 10 minutes. If you are sitting here, you can let me do it once again. Hope there will be 5 minutes time. We started the session late, right? I'll be taking some 10 minutes time. I'll show you how we are able to do that. See, right? I'm making it fast now. Just double click, all the screws attached. So this part, see here, okay, which means that power supply module is over. Now RAM, place here, just rotate position and move here, click the clutches, so this will be closed. Second RAM, just rotate it. So position here, just close the clutches. So this will be closed. Then CPU, just rotate it. So your position here, just close the, so then place the thermal component. So attach the heatsink, close the screws. Then it says that install will be getting wood screws. Yeah, fix, tilt it. Okay, insert it. Then install motherboard. So this all will be done it's already programmed. This will all be done automatically. Just you have to know, if you know the components very well, you have to rotate the component and you have to place it in the respective position. That's it. So screws are placed. This part is over. And so I click the OK button so that we can go on to the next one. Missed anything? Thing completed. The screws. Okay. So it is fixed. Screws has been fixed. It is fixed. Wireless NIC screws. Just a couple of minutes, I'll complete this. Has been fixed. Video adapter. So that part is over. Then comes drive, hard disk drive. Just insert it. Hard disk. Screws for hard disk. See how it is displaying to us. It's look like we are doing something right. The part over. Now optical drive, which means your CD. So insert. Screws has been fixed. So rotate it. Just rotate it. Okay, it has been gone. Floppy disk screws. Then that component is over. Then we'll move on with only two modules are left. Some cable. We have to fix this cable. See here. Just rotate it. We have to bring that cable in the position so that automatically that will be connected. So that is SATA cable. Floppy, so you have to rotate it. So that is not the position. Okay. So now it has to. Sometime you have to do more rotations. So now I have to just attaching that cable. SATA cable. Rotate. Attaching. Then click this. Some cables will be getting automatically from the CPU itself. It will automatically suggest us. See, we are getting a suggestion where to plug. Rotate it, and so that it will be plugged, right? So we have some more switches are there. So similarly you can able to, so all the basic things which I am doing here is you want to know how to do that, what is present in the RAM. You can able to see that all the components easily here. Here done automatically. Only this is left, which I have to connect here. Just tilt it. So connector. So any other thing is left? Just to check. I think if it is completed, we will be getting here okay. Just rotate it very carefully, and then this will automatically insert it. Right. And you have to check that any other wires I have not connected. If I have not connected any wires here, it will not move to the next module. We will be stuck here. So that's how we can able to know that we have not completed that particular session. That particular component. If you click that once again, that component they will be disassembling. Okay. So similarly, I'm moving to the next part. So just I'm closing that cable. I'm closing with the screws, right? So this is your full CPU. Similarly, you have to do the monitor part. You have to connect to the monitor. Keyboard. Just you have to rotate it. You have to fix the screw. Mouse. All these will comes under assembly. USB cable. Just a little bit. connected. So now system LAN. You know this. You might have studied, right? LAN cable. If you want to access the internet, I need that Ethernet cable. Without that, I cannot able to access this. So this Ethernet cable. Then via antenna. This is optional. If you want to have a radio communication, then we need this antenna also. Then power, finally power cable. So connecting the system with power supply. See, so we have assembled the perfect system, right? So here I have seen it, right? So this is how virtually we can able to do that, do the any computer system. I hope you understand what I have told you. I've given that link. Let me give that. If you want to access by yourself, please use install Flash Player. Right? Without Flash Player, you cannot able to work on this virtual system. So this is one of the application, that is virtual activity desktop application. We can able to see that live working functionalities of components present in the computer system, how we can able to assemble the computer component. So why I have gone through this topic today is this about this tool means you can able to, if you know where the wires are, where the practically where the location of the components present in the components of the CPU only, you can able to understand the problems caused by that components of the computer system. If you are studying that troubleshooting without knowing the functionality, without knowing where that particular part is present, that is absolutely no that is not, we cannot able to do the troubleshooting. So if you understand now some related to power related issues, you are getting as a error message in your while you're working in your system, like the computer is saying that your power is like your system is showing that your system is going to shut down or your power is too low. Then you will not know that what that error message is. If you understand the error message only, you can able to solve that with the question, that answer. You can provide the proper solution for that troubleshooting. Otherwise, everything will goes wrong, right? So first you want to know that how the components will look like, how where it is present actually. For that only have taken this tool. I hope you have understand what I have taken today. Any doubts, you can text me in the comment section, or you can unmute your mic and you can speak, right? Any questions from your side? Rajalakshmi ma'am? Ma'am, are you there? Any questions from participants? You can type your questions, or you can unmute your mic. You can ask. If there is no doubt, we can wind up the today's session. We'll see about tomorrow other topics, any new topic about how. So we are seeing troubleshooting, right? So we'll see physically. We have seen the components so far. Virtual, I have shown you virtual desktop, right? So now you can able to physically, you can think and relate where the components are present in this, in the computers, where the components are present, how the connection has been established in the systems. Now we'll see in the next session what are the troubleshooting errors when you connect with the internet and with the system. So there are a lot of troubleshootings are there, hardware, software, system related troubleshooting. We'll see that what are the system related troubleshooting, how we can resolve, what causing the troubleshooting happen. So you understand, you are doing the solution, finding the solution for the troubleshooting is different. You have to know that what caused the troubleshoot to happen. You'll see that what causing the troubleshooting error, and we'll see the solution for the troubleshooting also in the next section. Thank you, participants. We'll wind up, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.